Are you a veteran of the military, whether active duty or someone who has served in the past and looking to use your VA loan benefits to purchase a home, but not real sure where to start? Well, in today's video, we're going to discuss VA loans in more detail. We're going to go over the loan requirements, the eligibility requirements, as well as what you need as far as credit scores and potential income in order to qualify and be able to use your VA loan. But before we do that, I want to take a minute and say thank you. If you're watching this video and you are a veteran or someone who has served in the military, I want to say thank you for your service. Thank you for your sacrifice. I am very grateful for what you've done for our country and appreciate, your service. So thank you. Before we dive into it, I want to take a minute and introduce myself. My name is Jeb Smith. I'm a real estate broker here in Southern California. My channel is all about helping buyers, helping sellers navigate the home buying, home selling process, whether it's, dealing directly with real estate or talking about the mortgage, the finance side of things. So do me a favor, if you like information like this, hit that subscribe button. And as you're watching the content, if it rings, true to you, if you like the information, give me a thumbs up. It helps with the YouTube algorithm, helps more people see the content, and accomplishes my goal of helping buyers and sellers. And if you have questions about the information that I've provided in the video, maybe something I didn't touch on that you have a question about, do me a favor, comment below. I'll go back and address those for you and get you the answers that you need. So when talking about VA, one of the first things you have to determine is whether or not you're eligible. Just because you served in the military doesn't necessarily mean that you can use a VA loan to purchase a property. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the eligibility requirements. What is required of you as someone who has served in the military, whether you're active now or you've been active in the past, and go over some of those requirements in order to help you determine whether or not you can use those benefits to buy a home. So there's a couple of different ways you can be eligible for VA loan benefits. One of those is if you're active duty and served 90 continuous days. Another is a veteran who meets the length of service requirements, which is generally 90 days in active war and 181 days in peacetime. Another eligibility requirement is if you've served 90 days active duty or 6 credible years in selected reserves or the National Guard. And the last is if you're a surviving spouse of someone who passed in wartime or passed from a disability that they received from active duty and you haven't remarried. Now that we've discussed the eligibility requirements in order to be eligible for a VA loan, let's talk about some of the other requirements that are necessary outside of that in order to be able to buy a house and use your VA benefits. The first one is going to be credit score. Now, while VA doesn't set a minimum credit score, most lenders out there have some sort of overlays on their programs that require you to have at least a 580 credit score in order to be eligible for a VA loan. Now, there are some lenders out there that will allow you to be lower than a 580, but it's going to cost you. There are fees associated with going below that score that you have to pay in points, so on and so forth. I don't want to discuss that in this video, but just know that 580 is kind of the bottom line, and anything above that is pretty much fair game when using VA loan. Now, there are two huge benefits to using VA financing in order to be able to purchase a home. One is that they don't require a down payment. You can buy a property up to 100% financing at any loan amount anywhere in the country. Now, back in the day, there used to be requirements on how high you could go on a VA loan, and once you went over that amount, you had to pay a portion of the down payment. That has now gone away, so now you can buy up to 100% financing anywhere in the country, but understand you do have to qualify based on your income, and your employment. So it's not that you can just go apply for anything and not have to have anything to back it. You do have to be, you have to meet certain debt to income ratio requirements, which we'll talk about in a minute. And the other huge benefit is that there's no PMI when using VA. So typically when you put less than 20% down and you're buying a property, you have to pay something called mortgage insurance. That secures the lender against default in case, for whatever reason you stop making your payments. But VA waives that. They don't require mortgage insurance, which is a huge benefit when putting less than 20% down. And you can go all the way to 100% financing with no mortgage insurance requirement, which is awesome. Now, a moment ago, I spoke about debt to income ratios. Typically, VA loans like to keep the debt to income ratio somewhere under 41%. Now, they do allow you to go over that, and I'm not going to dig into how they use residual income and all of that to get you over that 41%, but just know that there are income requirements, debt to income requirements that VA sticks to, and they like to keep it below 41% when buying a property. Another requirement is that VA loans have to be used on primary residences. They can't be used for investment properties. They can't be used on any other property other than a primary residence. That and the property has to meet certain qualifications in order to pass for a VA loan. So every loan that you get with VA, they send a VA appraiser out to appraise that property. When that appraiser is appraising the property, they're also looking for certain things that VA requires to make sure that that property is eligible for a VA loan. In addition to that, if you're buying a condo, condos have to be VA approved. This is a lot like FHA, where FHA requires the condos to be approved. VA also has the same requirement. So you can't just go buy any condo using a VA loan. You have to make sure that that property is eligible and meets VA's approved condo list in order to buy a property with a VA loan. The last thing, you need steady proof of income and employment, for at least the last 2 years. Like FHA, like conventional, you're going to need to be able to document your income, document your employment. It needs to be in the same line of work for those years, just like any other loan requirement. So, VA is very similar in the way that it operates outside of the down payment and the mortgage insurance, which they don't require. But those are huge benefits for veterans, and one of the reasons that it's really beneficial in order to do a VA loan. Now, if you're planning on buying a house and using a VA loan, I definitely recommend speaking to a mortgage professional before making any offers, before going out and looking at property. This is going to be no different than buying a house using a conventional loan or using an FHA loan. It's always super beneficial to you as a buyer to make sure that you qualify in order to make sure that you're not wasting your time, the seller's time, the realtor's time before going out and looking at property. And because there are certain requirements with VA, it's always good to have that conversation up front, because the lender is going to need certain documentation from you to make sure you can qualify for a VA loan. And so if you're in another state and don't have a referral for someone who can help you, do me a favor, reach out to me directly. I'm happy to put you in touch with someone who can help you. And if you're in California, you can always reach out to me as well. I have contacts here that I'm happy to put you in touch with that do a lot of VA loans and can definitely guide you in the right direction. Now, if you're looking to buy out of state, I can help you there as well as here. So, use me as a referral. Use me as a contact if you have questions about what I did here, or if you're looking to buy and use VA. But either way, I appreciate your time. I appreciate you taking the time to watch. If you have additional questions, leave them below, and we'll see you again soon. Have an awesome day. Bye-bye.